Kia ora. So I just wanted to explain something. I'm going to put a link in the description box below of an encounter that I had a few years ago when I was learning to master and understand quantum magnetics. I had an encounter with St. Joan of Arc, and it didn't make a lot of sense back then. She was appearing in dreams. You'll hear me talk about the ghost zombie encounter that I had with my former best friend in Salem, which ended up being a dream involving St. Joan of Arc, and that she started appearing in the codes before the Queen, before Diana, before all of that stuff. It was St. Joan of Arc. And what I want to explain in the video that you're about to watch, because now that it's all kicking off with Macron, his announcement yesterday triggered like an unleashing of codes that is spelling out exactly what's about to happen in France and the United Kingdom. Macron and Starmer are marked to go down together in some great political embarrassment that where the people are going to take their nations back. And then there's going to be some great alliance between France, Russia and Great Britain, as I said yesterday in that video. But what I want to explain with this Joan of Arc video is she wasn't standing in my room as a physical person. She was golden light. And if you know anything about Joan of Arc and all the praying she used to do, in her state of prayer, in her state of connecting with God and the God frequency and all the messages that she was passing on and talking about with God, and her prophecy and her strength and her warrior-like strength and devotion to God and all of that, in her state of prayer, back then, she would have connected to me now. Because when you're in the creation frequency, time doesn't exist. Time is simultaneous. Time happens all at once. The past, present, and future all happen at the exact same time. So when she was saying her prayers, she was connecting to me at the same time, because I was also in the mind of God and the God frequency. Just like when Queen Elizabeth was dying and died, I was dying as well, and in contemplation with God, preparing my fight, which ended up becoming Great Britain's fight as well. I connected with Queen Elizabeth in the frequency, and she stuck with me ever since. So that's how it works. She's not, Joan of Arc isn't physically, it's not like I'm seeing a ghost or an apparition. We're connecting through the mind of God, and I get to see it as visual images through those little gold lights and that you see in the video. That's how it works. That's quantum magnetics. And it is a supernatural force. It is an unbelievable power to have. It is a magnificent privilege and an honour to be able to do all this sort of stuff, but it has nothing to do with ghosts or the dead or the paranormal or psychosis or schizophrenia, and everything to do with two people at different points in the collective consciousness of time, in the God frequency or the creation frequency, the seventh element, communicating together through a state of prayer and holy contemplation. Because it was around this time I was starting to figure out that there's something in this God thing. And that's when I started realising that there was an ascension process, and there were 7 stages of ascension, and the last one being after spirit, after the ethers, after connecting with ancestors and our loved ones who have crossed over and all that sort of thing, comes the mind of God, the creation frequency. And that's where I met St. Joan of Arc while she was praying. And obviously with the Queen, she must have been talking to God and preparing herself for her passing and stuff, and as it was I, and our paths crossed through the slipstream of time and matter and space. And I am, as an occult physicist, I am a time theorist, an evolutionary theorist. I manipulate time to manifest reality because I have access to it. And so that's the video that I'm going to put the link in, where she comes into the bedroom, where I'm talking to her. What I was actually seeing from her, she was in the prayer state. So at some point in the past, she would have been at her church on her knees or wherever praying to God, and asking for guidance in that, because a lot of what she said and done is now equivocal to things that are happening in France right now. And so she's like stepping forward to say to the people of France, like, I haven't forgotten you, and I'm still here, and the battle isn't over. Except this time she's not fighting the English, she's helping the English. Because if the British monarchy falls, the whole of Europe falls, all the Commonwealth falls, and evil shall reign supreme. And her and I, we're defending God. We're defending God's law. We're defending natural law. We're defending the pure and innocent. We're defending the world from evil. And a lot of it is coming under the guise of, religion and the Jewish faith and, all of that. So that's what I just wanted to explain. It's a fascinating phenomenon that nobody understood it before. So it all got lumped in with it's either a mental illness or it's paranormal and it's ghosted, and it's got nothing to do with that whatsoever. In order to be able to have access to the creation frequency or the mind of God, whatever scientists want to call it, the conscious universe, you have to be of the purest, highest vibration. And she was pure, she was virginal, she was chaste. I'm chaste, I'm untouched. All my cells are brand new, virginal cells. I wasn't as innocent as you, but then, she wasn't completely innocent either. When you kill people, it is a sin, but, there's it's a grey area. But now we've come together, and I think it's because, as I had explained before, I am French myself. I do have French ancestry, and so yeah, we're fighting a holy war together, as Queen Elizabeth and Princess Diana and Queen Victoria and even Margaret Thatcher and that. They've all descended to come and help me fight the good fight to protect the royal family and save the world from being consumed by evil. And I'm just preparing people now. Macron triggered something yesterday that is going to have a knock-on effect with the United Kingdom, between Paris and London, that they'll never recover from, and it is going to mean the removal of both Macron's presidency and Keir Starmer's prime ministerialship, the whole government. It's going to be completely wiped out, pushed aside, so that new can grow, new growth, better, holier, Christian, in the name of God and the monarchy and all of that. I'd be interested to see whether there's been talk about returning monarchy back to France. I might have to look into that, but I just wanted to explain it. So I'll speak to you later because I have to head out. Ka kite anō.